Steel Plaza. Please stand clear of the doors.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Darkest Corners of the World, where we feature independent artists from all over the globe. My name is Raeann, and in this episode, we're going to be circumnavigating this big blue marble to France, make a quick stop to Canada, and finally back here in the US of A to hear from a group from the Capital District of New York. As an extra bonus, we'll check in with our foreign correspondent, Brad Sinclair, from Australia, as he has a chat with Scott Ian from Anthrax, and most recently, Mr. Bungle. If you are a fan of the show, you can donate to www.paypal.me/Steel Plaza Podcast. Help us keep the lights on. All right, let's get this party started. From France, this is Bad Knee with their song Promises. Welcome back. This is Raeann, and I'm steering the ship today. I feel like I should get a turn, don't you? What you just heard was Bad Knee from France with their song Promises. They wrote into us and said, "We are a band from France called Bad Knee. We just started releasing music a month ago, and our main influences are bands like Neck Deep, The Story So Far, or even Sum 41. Hope you like it." Yes, Bad Knee. Yes, I do like it. Keep sending in your music to steelplazapodcast@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to get it in the rotation. Up next, from Alberta, Canada, this is Sanctum with the song Wilt.
Some
That was Sanctum from Alberta, Canada, with the song Wilt. They write as an excerpt about the music. This project has been meticulously designed for each and every one of you to have an individual experience, as well as to be shared and enjoyed by those held nearest and dearest to you. Nothing bad ever comes from Canada. I stand by that statement. Let's take a quick jump over to Brad in Australia and have a listen to his interview with Scott Ian, already in progress.
Certainly the three albums they released, I've been a fan forever. So, this whole thing is really, really exciting and weird, like for me, because I've been a fan for so long, and I've been friends and a fan of Mike's for so long. And obviously, I've known Dave, forever. So the whole scenario is just really this kind of very, very odd dream come true.
As far as that kind of humanist side of it, mate, that dream come true. A lot of human beings, probably more than would want to admit, sort of suffer from imposter syndrome. The feeling you don't belong, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. So how did you feel personally going into play at first with such a stellar lineup?
Well, I was, when Mike first asked me, and he was very specific when he said, he just basically said, because we were texting about something completely not having anything to do with Mr. Bungle. And then he just kind of drops this bomb on my head and says, all right, listen, you remember the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny? I'm like, yeah. And he said, so I need you to stay with me here. Follow along, right? And I'm like, okay. And then he, basically invited me to be in the bed. Not only invited me, but said, if Dave and I, if we wouldn't do it, if we wouldn't be a part of it, then they weren't going to do it. Like, that's literally where they were at as the three guys from Mr. Bungle. And I was just like, I wrote him back. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you like, really? And he's like, yeah, really. And I said, well, is Dave in? And he said, yeah, Dave's already in. And I was like, well, I'm in. You could tell me that you just want to go in the studio and whistle for 2 hours on a record, and I would be a part of it. I'm he knows. I said, what a fan I am of Bungle. So yeah, this is like, what are we doing? How are we doing it? And of course I had a million questions, and I was honored. I kept saying to those guys, like, this is such an honor for me to. And they're like, no, you don't understand. It's an honor for us. This is like our 15-year-old fantasy dream band come true, having you and Dave playing with us. So it's just been a Bungle love fest from the start.
Only to be able to shine the rabbit symbol into the air and call on the big four, right? It's every thrash fan's wet dream, right?
Exactly.
So, as far as actually being in the room and first playing together, was there a point where you just thought, hell yeah, this is right, this is clicking?
Yeah, we knew. Well, I mean, I don't think that was ever even a question. Those guys are so. They're so. What's the best word I could? Bungle for them is like they care for it like it's a delicate egg, like that stupid thing you do it like when you're at a picnic and you do egg races and you got to hold the egg and not like drop the egg. You have to. That's what Bungle is for these guys. It's like this super special, delicate. It's this thing that they care so much about. It's their baby, and so they already knew. Those guys, they're so advanced musically from most of the rest of the planet that they knew. They knew it was going to work just fine without having even to have heard anything. And then I understood that immediately, because as soon as I started learning the stuff, the riffs were so familiar to me because they were listening to Slayer and SOD and Anthrax and Possessed and Merciful Fate and everything I was listening to, and Corrosion of Conformity and all kinds of stuff, all the same stuff I was listening to between 82 and 86. So, musically, I understood what they were talking about. It
Sure.
just made complete sense for Dave and I to be a part of it. But yes, to answer your question, the first time we actually got in a room together, which was months and months after the initial conversation, I actually had Trevor and Trey at my house, and we spent 2 or 3 days just rehearsing guitars and bass before we got together with the full band, because we wanted to make sure just the three of us were tight. And as soon as even just doing that, we realized how great it was.
Nice one. You got to prepare to be ready for the Dave Thunder, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and we just wanted to make sure we were on the same page before we got in the room with Mike and Dave, just so we knew we would be tight, and then we'd really be able to focus on the on everything else.
Nice. Look, mathematics really makes me smile with the original "Love Is a Fist" riff that's embedded inside it. What riffs?
Oh, yeah.
What riffs in particular? A lot of metal fans